It's a rainy morning at the end of winter, and we're almost in spring, and we're getting the spring winter weather, and a lot of rain. And the rain comes in the spring with the changing of the seasons, and that puts water in the ground for all the flowers and things. And this week, I've been working at my desk all week, and the week just went by, and I've been working on really trying to launch this product called Good Brew. So it's a challenge, and you always want things to happen fast, but like any challenge you have in life, whether it's some sort of business idea or a school thing or a athletic thing or a talent thing or just some sort of physical challenge you put in front of yourself or mental challenge you put in front of yourself or interpersonal challenge you put in front of yourself, whatever, starting relationships, family things, and all sorts of things. But any kinds of challenge, you need to. So this is where it's important to have goals and metrics and things that you measure things by, so that you can make decisions about which direction to go in. And if you do have to make the decision to stop and say, I can't do this anymore, or it doesn't make sense to do this anymore, you're making it based on some sort of thoughtful thing that you put in front of yourself. And we use mountain climbing as often as a way to, not that we're all mountain climbers, but everybody kind of gets this idea that there's this sort of this challenge in front of you, and it's a pretty direct and straightforward challenge, like to climb a mountain. And so a person who's climbing a mountain doesn't, if they're a mountain climber, and this is what they do, then they don't want to just stop in the middle of this challenge that they put in front of themselves, but they also don't want to go to the point of where it's too dangerous. And so before they start climbing the mountain, they have to have plans, and they need to know that, well, if the weather does this, then this is too dangerous. Or if this weather pattern happens, or if we get to a point in the rocks where we can't make this transition, or somebody gets hurt, or what do we do? If somebody breaks their leg, what do we do? What if somebody gets sick? What do we do? Who do we call? Can we and all these things. And do we bail out? Do we stop? Do we abort mission? Do we stop for a while and then go again? I mean, so it's like that in all these kinds of challenges. That's just a good, simple example to use, is something like I'm climbing a mountain or running a race or these kinds of things. But and kind of knowing yourself is very important. But one thing I did do this week is I've had all these videos that I've made for you over the last couple of years, and I obviously wanted to give them to you on a more regular basis, but that hasn't been the situation. So storage on my phones are full, my laptop storage, and I just thought that the best thing to do would to make sure they're accessible and available, and as to put them on a YouTube channel. So I started doing that, and of course I'll have these videos and other ones stored on other media as well, but that I think is going to be the best thing to do. And I thought about it a little bit. There's pros and cons. Nothing's ever perfect, but one of the things that I of course thought for a little while was, well, to really make it accessible and searchable, it does need to be an open channel. And then for a little while, I thought, well, is that good? And I was like, these messages aren't just from me to you. It's we live in a universe under God or nature or whatever people want to think about that. And these are universal messages and feelings that we all experience. So if there's a bunch of videos and some people want to watch those and they benefit somewhat from it or get something from it, then that's a good thing. There's nothing bad about that, or nothing we should worry about that. That's good. If it's these messages between people who love one another, family and friends and Papa and you, and it's just these are. I just hope that it offers something to you. It helps me as well. That's the way the world works. Is when we pass knowledge or communicate back and forth. It's a two-way thing. It's not a one-directional thing. And when you can do something that's connecting you with somebody that you love, you know, there's not some like in the movies where there's some person with infinite wisdom or something like that. That's really not what it is. We're all just collecting, you know, experiences and information and knowledge and from this existence that we have, and it's important that we share that with one another, and in a way that's caring and loving and well-meaning, and you know, so I hope that you know, doing that and putting that this YouTube channel up will be over the long haul the best. It's not perfect, but I think it's on the whole, it's a very good thing to be able to do. So I love you, and be making more videos.